On the
Yes, I know I changed the scenes. That was bizarre, man. Well, it definitely tells you. How do I sound now? I should sound better. You should not hear the popping anymore. Fine, yeah. That's a bug with, I don't know what happens, maybe something to use for audio compression or decoding or encoding with OBS, and you just have to restart it. But I shut it down to restart it, and it would not. It was like frozen, so I wouldn't start. So, today I filmed the Neo Geek review. I'm gonna say Wednesday that's gonna go up, because that's I have a small penis. Because there's a lot that has to... It's actually not... I'm just fucking with you guys. It's actually not as in-depth as... Because it's the Neo 2 with not an all-glass front. And I actually say, like, I kind of like it not being... You know, a lot of... What they do with the Neo 2 is it has, like... I wish I had him up here. I brought him back downstairs because I was filming and shit was all over my... More shit was all over my desk than usual. It has the all-glass front, so it gives the illusion that it's very minimal bezel. And then you look at the Neo Geek next to the two, and because it has the plastic on the sides, it looks like it has a bezel. All it is that there's the glass, like they have the glass in the Neo 2 that goes all around the controllers. They're just expanding the glass. It has essentially, Minxy, what's up? It has essentially the same size bezel. They just cover it up better. And my thing about the glass is it's just a fingerprint. Like people were like, I showed a picture of it. And cameras are funny. Like, I have a tall, like, vertical fan behind my nightstand. It blows dust all over the place. And when you have all the glass on the screen, like, oh, you're about 3/4 through it too, guy? Are you here? Is that why I got your message now? The thing about the glass in the front, it's like having a PlayStation 3. Every fingerprint gets on there. So I'm not really like, okay, cool, it's glass, but... the buttons are the same. They actually sent me a higher end geek. With more storage and more RAM than the more premium Neo 2 they sent me. So it's you would think they'd want to be like, well, what I think it is that they didn't have the 800p screens ready yet for it. But I was like, why would you send me higher end specs on the lower end model? Okay. So I'm like, I'm essentially reviewing the same thing. So I did a different take on it, where I used it more docked as like a home gaming PC, and it was an impressive video. I was even doing fucking ray tracing. I did ray tracing in Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, ray tracing in Doom Eternal. Did I do it anywhere else? Ray tracing in Crysis 3 Remastered. Which that's not really, there's not too much going on there with that. But hey, still, it's ray tracing nonetheless on a fucking handheld. You know? Hey, Duty, I'm watching your video. But think about that, dude. Like, I got the 4090 is cool. It's like, oh wow, look, it's an ultra graphics card that I could put everything on ultra, which you know it's gonna do. Like, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's amazing playing. I was playing the original Dying Light. I can't stand Dying Light 2. I tried. Well, you put up like 16 videos a day. It's the one where Phil is being hit. It's the one of them where Phil's being hypocritical. Not sneak dissing you. You know you put up multiple videos. Dude, it's like, do you realize that the detractors on Phil, it's like 24 hours like CNN between all of you guys. Yeah, and I actually got to give you a lot of props, because I wouldn't sit there and watch Phil streams. There's too much. I mean, it's weird because a lot of times I tune in, or there's a decent, like, say, like YouTube tilts me to the algorithm because it knows I watch a bunch of Phil videos. Like, I'll be playing something or doing, like, working, and like Phil's stream will come up and he actually is bitching on his own stream. So let me start from the top with super chats here. I'm getting behind. I'm sad because our dog will have to be put down. Dude, I just went through that with my cat, so I can relate. Baby Kitty. We had him since 2009. And I was in... It's tough, man. It's definitely depressing. So I know firsthand, I just went through it. I need my birds and my bubbles.
Before I get angry.
Yes, I watched Muda's excellent video on DK Oldies. So can you mod me? Could you imagine if Phil actually had... In a world where Phil was self-aware and good at comedy, unironically, he would have his fat face for his DSP reaction. Yeah, dude. I gotta get a premium grifter back. I need another board. Dude, it's what's funny about him is, like, he was so dad tipster and Slope. Well, Slope sometime, I believe, this week. Tipster, I got to talk to him. I've always been down. I actually asked him a couple times. You know, and we're all busy. He has a full-time gig outside of YouTube. He doesn't just do YouTube. You know? How do you feel at DS? So, what's funny about Phil, and you show it literally in the beginning of your video, Phil was so anti-react. And he's making a React channel. And what did he say? It's like months in planning. How? We should watch Memology's video first, actually, so we get the preface to your video. I just have to hear what took him months. Meme. I never thought I'd have a reason to use the thumbnail with Tommy Tallarico and Phil fapping again, but here we are. Alright, here it is. DSP finally unveils his big announcement. So, yeah, I didn't watch this on stream. I didn't really watch that much of it with Jay last night. Geeks. Well, dude, we know their MO now. You know, unless they do something else stupid like say that we're all lying. Yes, that's how he got partnered right away. I'm like, he had to have used an old channel. Hello, Mr. Man. Can I be a butt? Yes, Buttlick, you can be. Because I remember your name from being. I got to find out what a managing moderator is. Hey, Rich, would you consider have you post your tutorial of how HTML mod systems and your dad are doing? Yeah, I made a video on that, man, to show. That was at a different time before there was analog, the FPGA systems. There was just shitty clone systems. And the amount of... First off, we didn't have a way to make it not 16 by 9. So people would... I mean, I love it. I still have it on the top of my closet. But the problem with it is that the turnaround would just... It wouldn't have been... We would have to charge so much that no one would have bought them. So, yeah. Hello, Miss. So, yes. Pre-ordered Prime Remastered. So you still want to get... Yeah, I know a lot of... Dude, I buy all my shit on well, what I play on Switch digitally. Well, dude, they have the Analog Pocket. I'm so up in the air on one of those. I'd like to super chat your breast and beard. But hey, I can understand wanting to get physical. Anyway, we have over 600 people here now. So I think it's time. Father, please, now I'm going to masturbate. Right up my ass, baby. What is... Now I'm going to masturbate. Did I do a right up my ass and I don't remember? I think I did.
And now I'm going to masturbate.
Let me look in the folder. Right up ass. Do you hairy ass?
You get the sweet taste of ass.
No, it's not that, dude. I don't know. $2 months to start interviews? Well, I'll see what he says. Here's the thing to, be objective. It's sometimes it's a real pain in the ass to get interviews lined up. You know what I'm saying? It is. So, I don't know who Phil would get to be. Ada, thank you for staying a member. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, PUBG is shit. Well, this is from a long time ago.
Bad boys, what you...
Because you could tell, because it's top cheer. Phil ain't cheering no more.
Bad boys, what you gonna do when I come for you? Nobody must be no brigade. Policeman, they get no break. Up, soldier man again, no break.
What the fuck is he doing?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Alright, so guys.
I hope someone does, though, Duty. Because I'd love to see Phil. He would be an awkward interviewer. I know but why the hell was Phil doing it?
Here's the
Dakota
deal. I think it's time to end the show.
Yes, the mic stand is. I have an idea what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be a bit.
As I told you before my announcement, I need to use the bathroom, and I hate doing that, but I have to. Like nature calls. It's been calling me for about 20 minutes here. So let's end the show. I'll take like a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back.
Oh, it's a turd then.
And we'll get ready. It'll be the big announcement you guys have been waiting for. So now is the time. Get ready. Don't miss it. All right? Thank you all for watching the show. And by the way, it's time to get romantic. Okay, guys. So, it's official. My new YouTube channel has launched. Please head over right now to DSP Reacts, which can be found at youtube.com/@DSP Reacts.
He is unbelievable. It's in Duty's video. You're gonna see it. He would bitch up and down. Oh, you know what you do when you don't want to work? Which, yeah, Phil, this isn't work. I get it. But neither is what you do. Is you make React content. That's when you have no talent, like whatever. You'll see what he says in Duty's video. He makes this big fucking to-do like he had some master fucking plan that no one else could ever think of. Drum roll, please. Phil's making a React channel. Like, if it was anybody else, I would be like, they got to be doing this on purpose to keep people talking about them. But it's Phil. You know he's just an idiot. Oh, God. This is why, like, Jay and I have so much to say about it. We never get through a video, so I should wait for these videos on nights like this.
Acts, I think that's
the thing. Like, it's either that he really does lack that level of self-awareness, or he just doesn't care. He's like, I want to say whatever will make me look the best at the moment, even though the internet never forgets and it bites me in the ass and it just makes me look 10 times worse. Or he just doesn't have the cognitive ability to realize his own hypocrisy. I don't know what else it could be.
the way you find it now, or just search for @DSP on YouTube.
He now calls incident the incident. The incident. He makes it sound like it was a national tragedy.
It is basically my old vlogging channel rebranded. And this channel...
No, he doesn't have a lazy eye. Where does he have a lazy eye?
...is going to have multiple new pieces of content, not just what you're thinking. So, it's not, oh, just Phil doing a basic React thing. It's not. Because it's not. And that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to head over there. I'm going to start up the stream over there. And it's going to be the big intro, me explaining the new project, how it's going to work. This is going to be very exciting. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. All right, by the way, subscribe to the channel. Why? Because that's the only way you'll be able to talk in the chat today. If you don't subscribe, you can't talk. All right, and what we're going to do is set it up that sub-only mode just like it is here on DSP Gaming. But obviously, day one, you can't be subbed for 24 hours. So we're going to have, you got to subscribe right now if you want to be able to talk over there. All right?
Or you could get rid of it, Phil, and just ignore the trolls in your chat, which 95% of the time I do. Unless I want to turn around on them and fuck with their heads. Turn off that shit. No one... That is an instant... I almost did that in 2016. I almost disabled comments. Oh my god, what a terrible idea that would have been. Don't... You want advice again? Here's another piece. Don't disable your comments. You will kill your channel before... Even if you have this channel with 10 million subs. Just... I know... Unless you're at, like, PewDiePie levels. Didn't he bring back his comments, though? He didn't even leave them off.
So this stream is going down. The DSP first ever Reacts stream is going up over there. I'm going to go through all of it, explain all of it. It's going to be an exciting event. All right, guys? That didn't used to be like that, and I actually have no idea why it's set up like that. I was like, someone just became a member. Why didn't it pop up? Because apparently I have to click accept, and I'm not sure how that works.
Yep, here we go. We are embarking on, and you can't put Pandora back in the box. We are starting the post-truth era.
I'm trying to figure out how to get tip animations to play because it's not working right now for some reason. Even though it's supposed to be. Okay, here we go. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time coming, a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation. Today's the day. Today is Sunday, February 12th, 2023. I'm DSP.
In case you didn't know.
Welcome, everyone, to DSP Reacts. That is correct. This is my brand new, or is it?
He should look at his wall like he was waiting for his shrimp.
YouTube channel. This actually used to be my old vlogging channel from many, many years ago. This channel has actually been in existence for a very long time.
Yes, Phil. Okay, I announce shit knowing my audience probably knows, but I'm pretty sure that the people that follow you who actually spent the extra energy, because I don't care if it's a popular YouTuber, but even if a popular YouTuber, and I'll get to you, Sexy Coco, in a second. Even if a popular YouTuber like makes a new channel or goes to a different platform, the fucking Ninja, when he was at his peak, couldn't fucking save Mixer. You know, my point being is that the people who followed you there obviously like were probably aware this was your old channel, and you want this music. Philip Burnell. I know you want the shirt off. Why am I even wasting my fucking time? Philip Burnell is a man. 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 I showered today and I forgot to shave, so I'm going to look like a giant Neanderthal for my Neo Geek video. That's okay, though, because that's what I am. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man.
Yes!
Oh, yeah, it turns me on.
And big taints.
So, Mr. Gamer. Yeah, I answered the whole thing. We're entering the post-truth era. You're not even going to be able to trust video anymore. We're fucked. And you can't put, and I said before, you can't put Pandora back in the box. Once Pandora's box is open, the technology's out there. Even if, like, it was banned and illegal, you think that everyone, like, drugs are illegal. Does it stop people from using them? Prostitution's illegal. Does it stop people from paying hookers? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You don't think that bad actors trying to get into politics to accrue power are going to use it to, and people are fucking idiots, and they're going to believe whatever they see, even if they know this technology. You're going to try to explain to some 16-year-old fucking MAGA person that that's a deep fake and not really something that, like, maybe Trump's political opponent said? Come on. Oh, man. Excuse me, do you call rebranding an old channel a lot of effort? Well, I want to hear. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We didn't get that far last night because me and Jay just go fucking off the deep end and then never... He just starts... his cat tries to kill himself. The cat jumps like 7... The cat... It's a she, actually. He lives in like an old church. What do they call it? Decommissioned or whatever. I don't know, like a priest pees on the floor and it's no longer a church. And his cat, like, goes, like, we've seen more of Jay's cat, and I've streamed on Twitch, like, 7 times? 8, maybe, in the past few months. We've seen more of Jay's cat than you've seen of Phil's cat, Jasper. And Phil, I can think technically it was $50, but or not $50, it was $1,000 for the surprise reveal. And didn't he get $2,000? Because one of his horny 50-year-old men came by at the last minute, was like, "Oh, give me that pussy." But it's funny though. He said in the quarterings video, but this is the thing. Phil doesn't care if he's a hypocritical. He's just full of sweet little lies. Oh, it would be something really good for the streams and stuff. Like, how often have you seen Jasper? You've seen that cat less times than you see Jay's cat, and like I said, at most, we've streamed like 8 times on Twitch. Oh, man. By the way, I created a new channel, DSP Refaps, inspired by DSP. I will show Phil masturbating in different locations, historical events, etc. Hoot Wireless.
Hoot Wireless.
You keep Hoot Wireless alive. But do you know? You're part of the Detractor network where you keep up on... Well, how often do you see Phil's cat? You see more of Jay's cat than you see of Phil. My bad, Rich. No, it's all good, dude. Sometimes people go piss and shit, and you know what I mean? Since Phil can't shut up and Tommy can't shut up, shockingly, Phil is not as bad. I'm not kidding. That's part of Tommy, his weapon, though. Tommy wants to do interviews, but what he does is he turns the interview into a soapbox. It's actually him talking as much as he does. It's for a nefarious purpose. He doesn't want people asking questions. It's not that I could have easily interjected and asked more questions, okay? I was just being a lazy piece of shit and did not want to do it. I would rather have had Phil fuck me in the ass while he ate a shrimp parmesan dinner than do the interview with Tommy. But that's inexcusable. That's a terrible excuse. Because you could have someone on a show that's like Joe Rogan. I'm not on his level, but it's just a perfect example of like Joe Rogan's like, oh fuck, I know I'm supposed to interview Gavin McGinnis, but I don't really fucking want to. So I'm just gonna sit there and stare at him. That's essentially what I did because I'm an asshole. But my girlfriend is growing her bush for me, as long as it doesn't get out of control. I would say Tommy definitely though. I kind of didn't finish your super chat. Thank you for being a member for over half a year too, Louis. I missed your super chat today. I don't even need an NPC. I actually learned how to make sequence completely in Acid Pro. Louis Ramirez. Mitchell. Hey, Rich, my son Hunter says hello. Tell your son Hunter I said hello back. I used to watch South Park a ton. I still would. It's like, you know what's weird is that there's shows I really like, but I just forget because I'm always busy doing shit. DSPs.
And now I'm going to masturbate.
Hand jobs all around.
There you go. I want to read your nipples like Braille. What story would my nipples tell? Nipple. That's one that has to be in the soundboard too, and that's fairly easy to find. That's inexcusable too. Like my interview. You know what's funny though is that, dude, man, Slopes did his homework where he even got where Tommy came on when I was roasting the fuck out of Finnegan Fox. And there was another time I was really pushing him too. The beginning of the end with, and it may have been earlier than this, but the beginning of the end with Tommy and I, when he came on and he said, hey man, I could take it, have a live stream, and I named it Come Roast Tommy. I think that was even the one where Pat and Ian called me a shill, which by their own definition, still I'm not a shill. They read the definition and that still puts me in the not a shill category. That was where people were asking him tough questions and he folded like a fucking deck of cards. Or was it Finnegan Fox that I saw? Whatever. It was those two, they kind of were around the same time. Whatever one was first. Between Finnegan Fox looking like a fucking joke with the my jaw's hitting the ground guy and the interview. I think the interview was first. That's when I'm like, yo, this is a scam and this guy's a fucking joke. Like I'm not being cautiously optimistic anymore. This guy's selling snake oil. He doesn't realize Vanguard. Oh, dude, I have been playing Elden Ring. When did I originally get it? It wasn't right when it came out. Around Quantum TV, so almost a year. I've been playing it consistently. I have 300 hours on the Xbox Series X version and 200 hours. I could beat it right now. I'm at Radagon, but I want to go to the Halig tree and fight Melania again. Mr. Rich is not a shill. Well, here is the thing. I'm trying to find the best way to word this. I was out of my mind at that time. And I just was like, fuck. I almost canceled that interview with Tommy, the one that everyone says I was a shill because I wore that hoodie. And it was like, I had a pile of clean clothes on my dryer. I'm like, all right, I showered what is fresh. And I took it and put it on. It was the worst mistake I ever made, though. What was I thinking? I'm interviewing somebody. And I'm wearing a shirt that has their product on it. Oh, God, man. I'm not a dumb dude. I'm really not, but I do some stupid-ass shit. Did you see Hogwarts outsell Elden Ring in the first week? Listen, it's time to do the DSP mix-up. I know I should. Yeah, it was just that, like, I was really paranoid about COVID. I was like just laying in bed the whole day, and I wanted nothing to do with the interview. I just was like, okay, here's a shirt, and that's what I put on, and I didn't think twice about it. I had the CEO of a company. I had a shirt on it. He could have told me that he shit an elephant out of his ass, and I would have just been like, all right, cool. I've never wanted to do something less on this channel than interview Tommy Tallarico. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. I mean, there's times I haven't wanted to do other projects because you're just tired and stuff. Like, you should have, it's still a job. But boy, he actually, there was one of the times there was an interview where he asked me to come on. And I'm like, I think it was when he was on the Exposed podcast. Yeah, he asked to come on for that. And then he wanted to, I think he said, hey, we should do a live stream. I'll show people I can take it. I'm kind of paraphrasing here. He's like, come roast me. And he could not take it at all. He couldn't fucking handle it, bro. And I'm like, Tommy, I'm not lying to people. Like, initially, I was even I was like, if I like the product, because I wanted to review it first, which I still got my pre-order. I'm fucking keeping that symbolically. Just, I know I'm losing 100. I'm doing it just, it's symbolic. But I remember him saying, like, we're going to do some kind of affiliate program where we pay more than any other affiliate. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, but I want to try it first. And if I like it, great. If I don't, I'm not going to have the affiliate program. But no, once I saw what the thing was, I'm like, this is then the price went up. Remember he said, I should have pushed more back on this too. I did 1 billion times on stream, but in the interview, I should have did it. Where he was like, or maybe I did. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I should have pushed back more. Where he was like, oh, we did market research and people would think it's a more premium product. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but not really. People would think it was a more premium product if we charged more. That's what I was like, what? I should have said this. The way I'm going to say it to you right now, and if I was in that, if I could go back in time, I would have said it this way then. I said, who in their right mind, Tommy, stop, dude. Who in their right mind goes, I want to pay more for something? I feel it's, I mean, okay, it's the Mercedes effect to a degree, but not for a console. I mean, that does exist. Like, that's why that you used to have GM rebadged. They literally rebadged, I think, a fucking Chevy Cavalier and sold it as a Cadillac because people want to say they're driving a Cadillac even though it's literally a Chevy Cavalier. Jesus Christ, I can't believe they did that. But no one's doing that with a console. What the fuck was that Cadillac called to? Simeon or some shit? You can look it up. I'm right. They literally rebadged a Cavalier, put leather inside of it, and said, yo, here's a luxury. Fuck me. Dude, yeah. I was filming today for the Neo Geek review, which I talked about it more as a home console because it's powerful enough to be a home console. And she talked about it has ray tracing capabilities because it's literally the Neo 2. Cimarron, thank you. Paul, thank you. The Cimarron the Cadillac Cimarron was literally a rebadged Chevy Cavalier because there is this thing, it's human nature, affluence. Why did they have, I know I'm going on a real fucking tangent here. Yeah, the weed's kicking in. In Victorian times, they had green paint on walls because it was more expensive. So, these people are flexing. They got money. But no one's doing that shit with a console. Plus, there was arsenic in that paint. So, yeah, you were wealthy, but you were also dead. Yeah, but I would have been like, I'm surprised I'm remembering all this as stoned as I am. I would have been like, yo, Tommy, you gotta keep it real with me. This isn't like you're trying to upsell a car like a Toyota to a fucking Lexus. It's a console. Whoever says, would anyone imagine Microsoft goes, yo, we're selling the Series S permanently for $199. They found a way to refine the manufacturing process where they could still break even or make a profit. Who the hell would go, no, I want to pay $299. Shut the fuck up. We know you lie about everything. No, I did not see S Mangold. That's another channel. Let's place bets that I'm not subscribed to that channel. YouTube unsubscribe me. Will you make sweet love to me and record it on my iPhone's 200 megapixel main sensor? No. You have an S23? I always raise an eye, like, man, you don't need that many pixels. I'm sure it takes beautiful pictures. It is an amazing phone.
However, it has been defunct for over a year. And since it's been defunct for over a year, I said we should do something with it. And
yeah, you used to have like 30-minute long. Like, here's my review of a Big Mac. Like, yeah, Phil. Like, anorexic people have eaten Big Macs before, Phil. Like, who hasn't, like, at least smelled a Big Mac before? And he would talk about it for like 30 minutes. It would just be like fast food that anyone could get their hands on anywhere. Toy 2 Legacy of Toy has risen.
And let's be honest, the year of...
How the hell did I miss Rich? You gonna try? No, yeah, I said I'm gonna try. I said I also... Man, what's happening? Is like my stream skipping or something? I'm not saying it to be like sarcastic towards you. But that's the second person I answered the super chat. Yeah, but man, I haven't even tried Bayonetta 3 yet. I bought it day one. Dude, I'm telling you, between the Steam Deck and these other consoles, bro, I haven't touched my Switch. Just keeping it real with you. Yes, you just got it. It's about pixel binding. It's noticeably impressive. Also, you missed my previous super, did I? I'm sorry. Still remember him making food for Panda Lee there. Yeah. Did I? Just got my Galaxy S23 Ultra in the mail a few days early. If a phone was a man, it'd be an S23 Ultra. This phone is for men with large balls. Is that, do they say it on the box somewhere? That you have to have big testicles to use the phone? Every time I go to Samsung, like I bought a Fold, stupidly, I got this Fold 3. I've used it like 3 times. Why did I buy it? I thought I was gonna, like, I like it. Something about Samsung software never clicks with me though. And I like Android. I like Android just as much as I like iOS. I could go back and forth between them, no problem. But I just like I like the video quality of iPhones. I don't know. Where is Abby tonight? I have an above average amount of people here too. I'm kind of, so where's Abby?
2022 was a very interesting year. I branched out from just being an online gamer.
Dude, here's my thing. I can't even get through a video myself. there are plenty of Android phones that I've even personally used that take just as good, if not better, photos than the iPhone. But when it comes to video, like nothing touches iPhones. Yeah, I even like the SE takes banging video. And the thing with what I do, especially because I've been doing more reviews, I use this for B-roll all the time. And the sweet thing about it is that my editor, we both use Google Drive. I'm done filming. I get all the files, go to Drive, and just upload them to him. It's like, it's crazy what technology can do. Well, yeah. So if you were using it like I was using it, you may want to. I haven't watched MKBHD. I'll have to check it. I haven't watched phone reviews in a while. I'm gonna do. Got 2 videos. I actually have the computer hooked up back here. That's the computer with the RX 580 from China, which is essentially pretty much a 570. It's like a cut down 580. I don't even know why they call it a 580. Just call it an 8 GB 570, but whatever. Drunken Maverick. Thank you for becoming a member or being a member for 11 months. And Jason Poole, well, hey, I use my Switch but they need a new one. It's time.
And I decided to do many different various things outside of just playing video games on the internet. You guys really enjoyed the things that I did that were very different.
Maybe Nightbreak Dreamer, because the video with Slopes is going to be a multi-part. I probably should put part 1, because it's a 4-hour video, and there ain't no way I'm staying up till 4 in the morning.
You understand? Like, in general, gaming's great. I've been doing
it
gaming
looks
on the internet
amazing,
for 15 years,
Jocko.
but
Metroid
things advance,
Prime
things
Remastered.
move on. And in this case, we're
Where's
in a situation.
Minxy? She raided me, and I didn't see a fucking thing from her. Was she here?
I didn't mean the door.
Where basically things got more exciting when I branched out and did different things. So based on your feedback, you guys kept telling me, guys, we want you
Phil, exciting Burnell.
to do different stuff. All right, we want you to do all these different various things. Okay, I will branch
look
out.
at it,
I will
man.
do the different things that you guys want.
I love phones,
all right?
dude.
So that's what we're doing. We're doing completely different things. And so that's what DSP Reacts is all about here. Okay?
But this is, I know people are I'm going to get a kick out of this video. Hopefully it works. It's the problem with buying this shit. I buy it and have it as a buffer to review it, and if it doesn't work, this is a fake iPhone 14 Pro Max. Going to compare it to the real one here. That should be interesting.
So thank you for coming for the premiere.
My beard probably smells like soap. I just got out of the shower. Didn't shave though, so I look like a bum. That's okay. I'm a clean bum.
We got some bugs to work out, some things to do. For example, Nightbot is in the chat right now. Okay? And I don't think it's doing anything. It's tracking chat right now.
It's insane.
From what I can see.
Happy birthday, Timothy. Give you sounds. I'm going to give you the whole song.
Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
The iPhone 14 Pro Max is fine.
Try to relax your anus.
Congratulations.
As a person who went from the
Congratulations.
13 to the 14,
Congratulations. Congratulations.
it's kind of enough.
Congratulations.
I'm never blowing bubbles ever again.
The dynamic island is actually kind of cool. It's not just
Congratulations. 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 Congratulations.
You
Happy
take the bubbles and
birthday,
shove them up your
Timothy.
fucking ass. How about that?
What was I gonna say?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
No more hot dude cam right now. Yeah, dude, we're that like, dude, I've been playing. I have the 4090, like I said, is amazing. I said there's a bunch more people here now, so I'm gonna say it again. I've been using the Neo Geek, which has the 6800U. It has 30. Oh, did I give the specs on it today? Oh fuck! I never. I gave the specs. Fuck. I'll just record an extra clip of B-roll. But I've been using the Neo Geek. Yeah, I had a brain. Like, I talk about the 6800U. Yeah, I'll just add a piece of B-roll. Let me message my editor now. I didn't say them flat out, which was, how the fuck did I Dude, I talked for like 20 minutes, too. Listen, you could still edit the video, but I have to record you a quick piece of B-roll after I stream talking about the specs of the Neo Geek, because I never directly said the specs of my unit, I don't think, unless you could tell me otherwise. Oops. Whatever, though. It'll be 30 seconds of extra video that you could just put anywhere. Oops. Check out Dead Meat Scream 2 Kill Count Recount and go to the... There's an extra who looks like Phil. Okay.
But I don't know if it's actually doing any of the moderation it's supposed to be doing. Okay? I don't know.
Oh, you know Phil turns on all the moderations, too. All of them. You know he is turning on every single feature. Like, I heard that he has gout and horse blocked out. Like, you can't say gout in his chat. Oh, God. Phil. Hey, Rich, I bought a refurbished PS4 from DKL, and there was dry semen on it, tested DNA pot for belonging to Philip. Okay, I thought for 3 seconds you were serious. You were being an asshole. This is like the most nothing burger announcement either. Yeah, Jeffrey, I had a 750 watt in there. It's a 12900K I have with that 4090. But it was only 750 watts. That wasn't going to work. It needed, either way, it needed an upgrade, so I might as well have went for the 1000 watt power supply. I put a C-Sonic in there.
Why? I'm taking a look right now. I got all these spam protections on. Seriously, I got all these things on, and I don't think Nightbot is working. I don't know why. Maybe Nightbot has to be in the chat for a set amount of time. I'm not sure.
All right, Phil, so just go on and just...
Of course, being that this is a relatively new channel, you're going to have trolls coming in and doing trollish things. There's nothing we can do. We'll take care of those on a troll-by-troll basis, and to the point where eventually it's going to get cleaner, much like DSP Gaming did in time. Okay? What is that now? I clicked on that, and I don't even know what that did. Did that just shut down the chat? Oh,
how you liking it?
God. I don't know what happened. What is going on? I clicked... Yeah, I think I just crapped my chat out.
I had that cauliflower because I've been getting stricter with what I eat even more again. I've had that cauliflower chicken for dinner tonight. That shit is banging, man. I could eat that every day.
Oh my God. Like...
Oh, he probably already has me on a ban list, dude. He doesn't want me going there.
I'm just so tired of this stupid shit. I really am. Nightbot is working. Nightbot just started working. Nightbot is hard at work. Nightbot is kicking ass. This is exactly what I wanted.
I'm telling you, he got every feature, everyone from Nightbot turned on, man. He's just like, if it'll ban and block you for something, it's on. Had chicken thighs with stuffing, I think you mean, for dinner. Stuffing? I haven't had stuffing. I didn't even have stuffing at Thanksgiving, I don't think. Well, essentially, I'm eating low carb. What did I have today? I had I think earlier I had dinner. I had 2 yogurts. I had 2 Activia yogurts.
Also, man, I probably should have reapplied moisturizer to my hand, which I did not. Oh, shit. What time is it? Yeah. All right. Give me a second. All right.
Didn't he have a whole stream where he was talking about how he has a lot of medical issues like rashes? And he was like, oh, I get chapped hand. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's called dry skin during the winter, bro. You live in Washington State.
Let me quickly go apply moisturizer to my hand, and then we'll get started. Fair enough? All right. I'll be right back. let's get started. Now we actually begin for real. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to DSP Reacts. This is my very first video here on the channel since rebranding.
Didn't he just say all this? The first time I heard this video from Duty, I'm like, did the video restart?
Ending the channel here in February of 2023. So for those who don't know, all right, DSP Reacts is my new project for 2023. It's something that I got an idea for last year.
An idea to react. This guy, he is a living cartoon. That's like, aha! I should make this platform that people could upload their own videos to. And I'm going to name it YouTube. Or I'm going to name it PhilTube. It's already been done, Phil.
Last year, over on my main YouTube and very long-running YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, we tried some different things. I branched out after being a 15-year-long content creator on the internet.
10 years. All right. 10 years of me being a content creator for the internet.
I tried doing some React-style content.
Yeah,
based
you see
on
his
your
point,
feedback.
though?
A lot
He
of people were
says the
saying, hey, just
same-
don't play video games anymore. That's the past. You got to branch out. You got to do some
spiel,
different
just
stuff.
different
We
year.
like chilling with you. You know, I started a podcast last year over there called the Level 1 Podcast. People love just interacting, talking, and getting my opinions on things.
Yeah, and Phil, if it's really a podcast, like, then make it like, I know the last show thing we should do is but the problem is we're interacting with the chat, answering, like, who would want to hear that on the radio, you know, or on their fucking iPhone streaming it on Spotify. Rich, I sent you one with a giant woman in your message. I love the pictures of your erection, and DSP is a used car salesman for his content. Love the pictures of my erection. So you saw a belly button in your chat? Oh, I roasted myself there, see?
Then I started doing React-style content to things such as documentaries. Good Game Goblin, I don't watch stuff and react to it, so that's not happening. Okay, here we go. Like the Wings of Redemption documentary, or documentary.
It's just the same thing. When I've seen Phil on his own channel say this. 10 years of legacy, snore, la 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 la. Oh, wait. Do I have the snort still? I have.
Oh, la 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 la. Oh, we'll play games. We can definitely play games. You take the bubbles and shut them up your fucking ass. How about that?
Dude, I have been telling this motherfucker, and it's not that I like, oh, I'm concerned for Phil. Let me just clench my. It's like, it's just me giving a critique on a human being. I don't dislike Phil. I genuinely don't. I don't think he's a bad person. Do I think that he lacks self-awareness? Yes. Do I think that he is, at best, stretches the truth? Yes. But I've always, because it's fascinating. And he does, like, oh, I finally, you know, I've evolved. Like, yeah, dude, you evolved kicking and streaming from the camera in 2013 after your audience is like, they borderline were like crawling at your feet saying, Phil, don't just film the screen anymore. Phil, you're eventually gonna get older, and you're not gonna be able to play like fucking Street Fighter competitively, even though you were never really good from what I heard, or you were like mediocre at best. Like, why don't you branch out and try to do? No, I don't do React content. That's lazy content, because, you know, sitting in front of a screen playing video games is backbreaking work. Now he has a channel literally called, like, and he doesn't just kind of like gradually go into it. Like, I flip-flop a lot. I know. I even went back to gameplay for a few videos this year just to test the waters. It was the stupidest thing I ever did. But I just kind of evolved with the times. Phil is like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Now I'm doing the same exact thing. I'll turn the air on for a little bit. Well, no, Well, Jay and I were like, hey, the news stories are doing okay. Why don't we just keep the video for the review, see what happens? And no. And we were both like, nah, we can't go back. We did it for a handful of videos, and it was like, it was just dumb. We both, sobered ourselves up and came back down to reality. Let me walk you through Phil's creative process, Father. What's the most low-effort way I can get people to pay more? 2 channels equal 2 memberships. Well, then you could say that about me. That's not what I'm doing. It's just that people wanted a different kind of content. The people who watch my regular shit, even though I'm not really doing that shit anymore, but the people who watch my regular shit or just want to see my reviews, they're on ReviewTechUSA. If people want to see my streams, because a lot of people used to complain, like, this is annoying, you spam live streams, even though I only live stream once a day, but you spam live streams. So I get that. I don't necessarily think it's double dipping, but to me, where the gotcha is with Phil with this, even though I hate gotchas, but it is true, is that he even relatively recently, Duty, you can back me up on this, you know more about Phil than I think Tevin does. Even recently, he was saying he didn't want to do React content. It's like the lowest level content and all this shit, or lowest effort content. And now he has a whole channel dedicated to it. Christ, Phil. Christ. What are you doing? I know he does, dude. And it's so baffling that he doesn't get it that you're like, come on. He has to be in on the joke. But he's not. My emails he sent me where he wrote me manifestos prove that. Like, he is. God, I imagine how he is behind the scenes. It must be so bizarre.
About me, called Down the Rabbit Hole, and people absolutely, positively loved it. So because of that, I realized something. Man, I've been around for.
But Phil, you're gonna react to Sunny V2's video on you. You're gonna react to Secret Unlimited. I mean, all right. He said this in another video, and generally I agree with him. People, like, there was the one fucking asshole, I knew who he was just by, like, how he said words in his name. Hey, Rich, why don't you react to this video? I was like, dude, no, you're trying to get me to watch some slanderous video that if I don't watch it or block you, because it's a video that's full of shit, you're going to be like, oh, he doesn't want to know people to know the truth. Like, that's different. I get not watching that. But here's where it's a little different with you, Phil. He still begs. He's like, damn it, I caught myself begging again. You've done so much and put a lot of yourself out there, especially financially. That's why there's a lot of shit out there. That's why Duty Streams has multiple videos on you a day and countless other, and Snort Hogan and everyone else. Because you put it's funny, you put it out there, Phil, and then when people talk about what you put out there, you get pissed off. Don't talk about it then. I would say Wings. Phil's trolls just are amazed. And I think because, like, Wings... One thing I will give Phil is that, yeah, he reacts to trolls on his stream, but outside of that, as far as I've seen, Duty, maybe I'm wrong, Phil doesn't engage. At least as far as I've seen. Where Wings, even though he's self-aware that he feeds the trolls where Phil is not, Wings, like, goes into their discords and shit, and, like, what are you doing, dude? You're going into the lions then, bro. Like, don't do that. Don't. Do not go. Just don't. That's the worst thing you can do. And he admits that he feeds the trolls. He says, but I can't help it. I'm like, dude, this, I kind of feel bad for him. That's why I don't think I cover, like, Wings does some funny shit, like...
Ban Amber Heard's turd, please.
But... where DSP's just look at that face. That is the face of him. That looks like one of his nut faces from 2016. That's why I talk about Phil almost on a daily basis, is because it's harmless. I don't dislike Phil. And his lack of self-awareness fascinates me, and it's funny as fuck. And most people in Phil's Detractor community, the Sons of Kojima used to be different, but most people in Phil's Detractor community, some of them make a living off the guy, so they're not looking to destroy him. They also find him fascinating. It hits different than Wings. You get what I'm saying? You know?
For so long. And yes, there's quite a lot of people.
Yeah, he goes in their Discords and he says...
Look here! Look, listen!
So it's weird because Wings is a pretty smart guy and he's self-aware that he knows he feeds his trolls. He can be a funny motherfucker too, Wings. I know he said a bunch of dumb shit, but Wings can be funny. He has charisma. So does Woody, though. When he made that stupid comment about Woody and he got pissed off, I'm like, Woody does a good podcast, dude. What are you talking about? But, yeah, like, Wings, it's more malicious. Whereas Phil, it's just like, I hate React channels, but I'm going to make a React channel. And it's just amazing. Like, he is the gift that keeps on giving. I heard, is this true that Wings got robbed? I hope that's not true and someone was just fucking trolling. He has the look here, look, listen as a... That's what I'm saying. Like, Wings will be in on the joke. Phil never
On the internet. Who knows?
And the thing, dude, you're essentially, Phil, here is the other thing, too. Now I'm thinking of all this stuff. I'm stoned and you guys are getting me on fucking tangents. Fuck all of you. I'm kidding. Like, you're essentially going to be doing on DSP Reacts with your... That looks like a logo on a shirt from 1992, which kind of makes me like it. Anyway. You're doing the same... Like, what do you think you would have been doing on the LolCow podcast? Like, what did you think they were going to do? Like, pull off your chest hair with wax? Actually, that would actually be pretty funny. You should. That'd be like Howard Stern shit, but you would never do that. Like, you'd be reacting to stuff, dude. That's it. You'd be talking about, like, Aiden Ross and whatever the fuck is going on with him now. He's being censored because he sucked on fucking Andrew Tate's nuts too hard. Anyway. You know it, girl.
Know me as the guy who plays video games and comments on them.
Yeah, he's entertaining as fuck. I think I will invite him on a... Can I have... Was he banned on Twitch? Fuck. So I'd have to have him on here. So that's why I cover Phil more, because it's just funny. He's just... It's like a reality TV show. It's the best way to describe it.
But that's not what I want to do for my whole life. Listen, I'm a lifelong gamer.
Yeah, I'm a gamer!
I absolutely...
Yeah, dude, they do go too far. Like, you want to roast a YouTuber like Phil because he lacks self-awareness and, like, I hate React channels, they're the bottom feeders, and I'm exaggerating what he said, but not by much. You know, if you want to make content that's zero effort, that's a React channel, but I'm going to make a React channel, and that's different because I'm Phil. This took 17 years of planning. I hated When did I ever hate SSDs? Me? Dude, I fell in love with SSDs. I remember it was a Phenom 6-core processor. It was the 1045T. And I got a SATA SSD. It was like 120 gigs. Oh, Phil hates SSDs? But, dude, I was like, I can never go back. I mean, at the time I couldn't afford, and sometimes I had no choice but to go back. But God, SSDs was like, I'm so glad mechanical drives are pretty much all but dead. So yeah, Jocko, they do go too far. So Phil sees himself like Apple. He knows he isn't the first to do something. He believes when he does it, it's revolutionary. Yeah, but Apple's successful at making people believe that. And they actually, yeah, there were tablets before the iPad, but they suck dick. Phil's like, I'm doing it different than everybody else. And it's like the bad tablet before the iPad. How am I missing super chats? See, this is because... Oh, no, I didn't miss that. Steven Crowd, I will admit, I fucking just, it got in the buffer of my brain and I forgot. Content Creator of the Year, DS. Imagine he gets caught fapping again on that channel. Could you imagine? Probably be the best thing. But he would fuck it up again. He still hates that he can't run away from May 1st, 2016. Could you imagine if it happened again? It'd be like, Phil, look, dude, we all fap. It happened again. I'm not capitalizing on it. It was a low moment. I'm sure you go into the same thing. You just don't get it, Rich. Phil had an idea. His reaction channel was a brilliant idea from a brilliant man that he said took months of planning. I have to see what took months of planning. I have to.
I really love it. I love doing that kind of content, and I want to keep doing it. But I'm getting older. I'm 40 years old, about to be 41. I'm getting to the point in my life where I know I won't be able to just full-time play games all day, every day. I want to do some different stuff. And what's happened is there's been a big movement on YouTube as of late for people to put out a variety of content. Instead of just one style, you got to branch out. And in particular, opinionated content, discussion, and all kinds of reactions and discourse are all the rage.
All the rage? All the fucking rage. Phil, people who did... Were you here in 2016, Phil? When Leafy... Dude, you should have been starting to do this back in 2015, bro. Dude, I started basically doing it. I started doing commentaries on, oh god, political stuff that, no, I can't touch that with a 10-foot pole. But you should have been branching out for a while, homie. Now you're just doing a 90-degree turn on your fast food review channel. I don't know, Phil. I'll stay tuned and see. You guys, even though you know that, even though you hate me, I still keep it 100 with you. I don't have a bias. Samsung 980 Pros are 48% off on Amazon right now. Great for PS5 and gaming. Dude, I am so... People should go check it out, though. That's a good deal. I have plenty of storage. And I need to figure out how to get to the Halleck tree again. In Elden Ring. I don't know why I'm thinking of that. Phil feels no pressure from the May 1st. He looked like he was at... I don't like saying that because God forbid, but someone said it looked like he was having organ failure, and it did. He had no... It just looked like his soul was leaving his body. I mean, I'm sure we all make weird-ass faces when we're fucking or whatever, even shitting.
Unbelievable. It's people... still to this day say stupid shit like that. Why didn't you just completely change everything you ever did? Stupid.
Someone like me, if I disappeared from YouTube, how many other people are there like me on YouTube right now that are genuine gamers who are doing it the way I still do it? They're not doing these highly fucking polished, edited scripts.
You mean putting in production value, and he still... Don't even say this is old Phil. Yes, it is old Phil. He's lost some weight since then. Yes, it is old Phil. But he's still that way today. Who wants edited content? Everybody. I mean, people like live streams. But again, it's a different flavor, a different audience, man. Is Phil from Connecticut? I wonder if he grew up near me. Yeah, I think, I don't know where from Connecticut, but you got to look at the fake license my editor made of him from New York. With the fap face.
Scripted bullshit. They're doing...
Twitter.
Genuine gameplay and stuff like me. No, everyone's abandoned my formula on YouTube right now. So,
yeah, it's called evolving. No one just wants to see raw gameplay.
after having done some successful React style content last year, I said, you know what? I would like to branch out and do some different things. And we talked about it actually over the course of last year about what you would.
Keep in mind that you're literally going to see a clip where he shit all over it. I remember him doing it too. I think I remember seeing it on his own channel, so don't you dare say it was taken out of context, Phil.
Like to see. And after thinking about it and mulling about it in my head, and also seeing how you guys reacted to the React content that I did on DSP Gaming, I realized a couple of things. Number one, the React content was doing well, but likely should not be on DSP Gaming. All right? Why? Because DSP Gaming is known as a gaming channel. And yes, for the podcast that I started there last year has been doing very well. All right? And that podcast, the Level 1 podcast, will...
Dude, it's this. I mean, fine, but isn't it the same people that watch the rest of his stream that watch the pre-stream or the Level 1 podcast? Excuse me, which is just the pre-stream, whatever. He just changed it to that because he thought he won up Keemstar. Oh, Jesus Christ, Phil. Man offered you $50,000 to be doing exactly what you're doing here, but no, he's. And on top of it, you're doing what you swore you would never do.
Remain on DSP Gaming as a daily morning staple. That's not going anywhere. Now, there's 3 different shows that will be housed here on DSP Reacts. Allow me to explain all 3 shows and see what you think. Show
Explain
number
them.
1 is more long-term, something that I want to do, you know, within a month or 2. But it's not happening immediately. The first show will be called, you ready for this? DSP Asks It. This will be an interview series where I will interview.
So you're gonna do interviews, Phil? Wow.
People across the internet. Apologize to all of you who are looking just for the gameplay, not for the drama. Obviously, the whole point was that I was going to do like a surprise interview and not tell you guys, so it could be a surprise if it comes out really well. I didn't know how it was going to come out. I was like, oh, if this is something that comes out really well, I'll promote it. I'll let everyone know about it. So I didn't want anyone to really know, and I guess the word got out, and next thing you know, now there's confusion about the time and shit. So it all fucking fell apart while I was trying to stream tonight, and I apologize for that. I was just trying to do stuff nicely and keep it under wraps so that would be a nice, pleasant, positive thing, and instead, okay.
Oh, I would go on there for an interview in a heartbeat. 100%.
Of course, as usual, the fucking internet has to blow it up and make it dramatic. It's fucking stupid. So it is what it is, right? And who will I interview? Well, that's going to be a lot of the times determined by you guys. You guys are going to be the ones who are going to be submitting your suggestions of people who I should try to reach out to and interview here on the show. And it's going to be a one-to-one conversation. A lot of the times it's going to be covering what this person...
Okay, so you're doing interviews. This is the mind-bending announcement that no one saw coming. Wow, Phil.
is up to on the internet, and there could be people from all over the place.
What's
it
up,
doesn't
man,
necessarily
Mav?
have to be someone who I've had any kind of involvement with, but at the same time, a lot of them will be. Like, for example, I've already lined up a couple of these.
Mark my words, when he does an interview, let's place bets. Duty Streams, I'll place bets with you. If he gets an interview, Phil's going to talk more about himself than actually interview the person. And then because he does that, less people will come on for interviews. I guarantee it. Sending Rich an interview candidate as we speak. Oh, interesting. Where, on Twitter?
For future events that I don't
He'll talk about himself more. The person he's interviewing would be like, why am I here?
have dates set yet, but basically I have it lined up so that, by the way, the chat is crashing again, which is not good. The chat is like crapping out on me, and I'm wondering what's going on there. And I've already got about 2 people lined up who are very interested, but I don't have dates and times set yet, because what I'd like to do is establish exactly how this is going to work.
I can picture the quartering going on there because the quartering is a snake. The quartering would go on there again to get another interview out of him. He would get the quartering, 100%. Not because the quartering's a nice guy. The quartering knows he can get something out of it. And Phil would stupidly give it to him, too.
Second idea I have is basically very similar to what I was doing on DSP Gaming. What I would like to do, okay, is once a month, what I would really enjoy doing is a big formal React project here on DSP Reacts. So think some of the bigger projects that I did over on DSP Gaming, reacting to the Wings of Redemption documentary, reacting to my...
So you're gonna be... Have you seen the Mike Tyson? No, I haven't seen it. I was thinking about watching that, but I guarantee you we get fucking flagged.
my own down the rabbit hole documentary, you know. So that's the kind of thing. And the thing is, those projects take a while.
Maybe, Terrence. I'm not... No, because we were using the webcam to film. Back in my office, me and intro guy. God, I need to shave. No, I wasn't using this one.
Those aren't things that are like, oh, I'll just do it and it'll be done within a couple of hours.
DSP reacts, JRAM, I like that. React.
In fact, it's kind of the opposite, where those are things that could take a whole day. It's very simple. I'm gonna be real honest with everyone. Just making an edited YouTube video is very easy. Doing live improv reactionary commentary is tough. The hard shit is sitting here playing the raw games.
I can't. God. Playing video games is hard. He just said that unironically. Rich eats ass. You're gonna come here and take over the stream. I'm gonna go to bed. Let's do this, bro. Yeah, dude. And the funniest thing tickled Bruno. Like I said. Dude, come on. I'm telling you. Rich Eats Ass. I'm gonna get a partnered YouTube channel with that, and Rich Eats Ass is gonna take over. He's just gonna sit there and eat cucumbers and shit his pants. From eating too many cucumbers. Eating a lot of cucumbers can give you diarrhea, fun fact, because they're so watery. Why did I tell you that? I don't know. Yeah. Dude, he was on Windows 8, and Phil initially... I showed the email here. It wasn't like there was anything private in there. Phil, fucking relax. It just showed that you're a dumbass. It was like, do you have a VPN? Do you have this? And I didn't even know at the time he was only on Windows 8. And then people were like... He begrudgingly went up to 8.1, and it's already... There's no support for it anymore. He just went to 8.1. It's like, we're going to have a VPN. How are you going to keep my identity private and blah, blah, blah. But I'm on an outdated, unupdated operating system with security flaws.
That's the hard part. Streaming is way harder than just editing videos for YouTube. Okay? It is. Real talk.
No, it's not. As a person who does both, it is not. I would say editing is 10 times tougher. Still not tough. I mean... No, see, I can't even say that's a lie too, though, because it depends on what. If you're doing like full-on effects and Adobe After Effects, yeah, it's a full-time gig, man. It's if you're sitting in a cubicle doing sales, it's you're sitting on your ass doing that, whether you're doing that or video editing, it's work. But no, streams are. I mean, I need to find somebody to do highlight clips. That'll be a lot of work for the person but to do the streams where I sit here and just fucking ramble and be stoned? Hell no. How are you? And the thing is, Phil, you don't do anything else. You're not doing highlights. At least you're not. So what's harder about streaming? Please let me know.
The third idea I have, I think, is actually the idea that might actually do the best. All right? You ready for this one? I have not even told anyone this. I haven't told my moderators this idea.
I'll get right on it,
It's the
Paul.
first time you guys are ever hearing it. My third idea for the channel is called DSP
What's up, that
versus
one
the
guy?
internet. What is this? Well, here's what it's going to be. Once a week, I have a dedicated stream where I am going to be reacting to various things on YouTube as submitted by the viewers. Think of it as a pure Phil just reacts to clips kind of show. Here's the difference between this and a formal react. A formal react is a dedicated project where I'm watching the entirety of a documentary and I'm watching it and commentating completely on it. Okay? This show, DSP versus the internet, is a show where it's just going to be like, send me a clip. You want to watch me watch a clip, see my reaction to it, if I laugh, what do I have to say about it? And it could be anything. It could be a news story. It could be a clip from another content creator. It could be, a piece of a TikTok video.
This is going to fold instantly. He's going to get rid of this third one like that. Because you know what they're going to send him. They're going to send him Sunny V2. They're going to send him Secret Unlimited. He already said he's not going to react to that. So what are you going to react to, Phil? Cat videos? They're actually pretty funny. But Cat, what are you going to react to? As someone with auto, I thank you for getting the I Got the Drip stuck. It's stuck in your head. His song. Well, blame Merkeet Mob
Or music.
Could you, Lyoko? You've been here for a minute, man. He's gonna get emails. You know, he's gonna get fucking emails about all the videos he's not gonna watch. So why are you even doing this, Phil?
As long as it's on YouTube, all right, it's fair game. All right? And essentially what this will be is a good way for me to give you my opinions on things that are going on, whether it's news or pop culture or whatever it may be. I feel like this is going to be
Rich Eats asks, can I be your Phil? You should take highlights from my streams where I just do things like kiss birds. And I just talk about Phil. This is all I'm doing for the rest of the stream now. Rich Eats ass. Let me ask a question. What if I ate ass? Is there something wrong with eating ass, sir? Do you actually eat ass? Rich Eats Ass USA. Also, someone suggested to use this mic. It's USB and the camera's going through a capture card. Even with the how you could out-sync, like you could match things up in OBS. I may try, and if I could get it, great. I'll use this mic. Chances are slim though, but I will try. I know that feature exists. Could we introduce Ralph to Phil's ass? He doesn't deserve to get his ass pounded by that weirdo. Yesterday was his first day, and he already skipped submissions and berated people for sending him content from critics. Yeah, I know. Snort Hogan had a video. What am I doing? Rich Eats ass. What am I doing? I know. It's so like, what did she? But that's the thing. He lacks self-awareness, so he doesn't know what to expect. What did you expect them to send you, Phil? Did you expect the trolls to not flood your inbox with videos about you? Come on, dude. Then that's kind of why I don't like people give me suggestions, and I'm mixed. Sometimes I take them I would say 60%, if not more, of the time I don't. Because what happens if it sucks? Sorry, but if it's not like what I'm in the mood for. I'm always in the mood for Phil. He's like my Jello. I can't get full on Phil. Gotta See what I did there? That was corny as fuck, but who cares? He reacts to May 1st. Dude, that would be brilliant. See, here's the thing. That was funny as fuck, Sergeant Jason Bond. That would actually be a smart idea. Would Phil do that? No, his pride wouldn't let him, and he's an idiot. What a way. Imagine his first stream is DSP reacts to May 1st. I'm not even saying this facetious. Facetiously, I think is the right term. Is that a word? I know facetious is a word. Like, that would be the funniest shit ever. I would do that. It would be gold. But will Phil? Abso-fucking-lutely not. He would shut down his channel first before he did that. Because he thinks fighting it for the rest of his life will make him not a lolcow. Hand jobs all around.
Hand jobs all around.
Yeah, because people like when you're in on Phil, we all fuck up. And if you could laugh, it's not degrading. If you can laugh at yourself, people are like, all right, this guy's relatable. He's like me. He fucks up like me. I fuck up all the time, Phil. But like, you just want to. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Like, it's his pride. He wouldn't be on a lolcow podcast where, like I said before, he'd be doing essentially what he's doing right here. But he's obsessed with his legacy, which I don't understand. Like, he's making it like he's going to win a Golden Globe one day. Phil, you stream video games. Like, you're not doing anything magical here, Phil. Okay? I'm not even going to get a streamy. What is it, like the fucking, where the content creators, what do they get? A fucking Webby? A fisting? Whatever it's called. I'm not even going to get that shit. But you won't do it. That's another reason why he wouldn't be on the podcast, because you would get into controversial stuff, probably about themselves. He's not going to talk about any of that stuff. When he could stand on his soapbox and talk about his financial woes, which he still does. He stealth bags. Dude, you know this. That's fine. But when but because he can control the narrative of the personal stuff that he wants to talk about. It's the same. He's not. I hate using the comparison and I always use it because it's accurate. And Phil's not as bad as Quantum TV, but Quantum TV does the same thing. He'll talk about a controversial topic or talk about whatever, partially to be a contrarian to get views, but he knows that there's no pushback. Phil likes that too. He's in his own little bubble with his pixel art behind him, and his now empty closet, and he could say whatever he wants to, and if anyone dislikes what he's saying, Kim Jong-Brunel could ban him. I just burped up the cauliflower chicken. It tastes like I literally have a whole piece of cauliflower in my mouth. I already did the hand jobs. Thank you, Brian. You can't choose your... Or did I? If not, I'll give it to you again.
Humping Steven Crowder.
Hand jobs all around.
You can't choose your legacy society. Don't tell Phil that, though. He refuses to believe it. Phil forever be known as the fapper of the first. But the thing is, though... This punk guy, I'm sorry, I'll get to it in a second. Is it... YouTube fixed the live chat on mobile. Well, thank Jesus, because a lot of I would say, like, a lot of you guys super chat from the app, from what you tell me. But let me look at Punk Guy first. I don't want to forget him, because if I don't answer him now, I will forget. Dude, I'm not seeing you. Punk Guy, looking down again. Not seeing you, bro. But the thing is, Shala, if he embraced it and, like, made a joke out of it, it would actually, you can move on from it. Other YouTubers have moved on from more ridiculous things. Amazing Atheist, not going to go through the whole thing. Look it up if you want to find out what he did. He's like, yeah, that's what I did. You know, and that's it.
An opportunity for me to branch out, all right? I don't do stuff like this at all. All the content that I'm suggesting is good.
Yeah, I went back and looked, Punk Guy. I didn't see it there, bro.
Going to be user...
A dorkier version of Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is a wordsmith, though. He's a word salad smith, but a wordsmith nonetheless. Phil is not. Irony is that if the Lolcow podcast was named Phil is a great podcast, he'd sign up in a minute. Absolutely. We know he literally dismissed it. Yeah, he admitted that. It's not even speculation. He admitted that I'm not consider me a Lolcow. Fuck you. He said you're a piece of dog shit. You're a human piece of dog shit. I'm like, what's a human piece of dog shit? Like, do you shove a piece of, like, dog shit up your ass and then the human shits it out? How does that work? But yeah, he straight up admitted it. Like, no way. I'm not, like, dude, you're not disrespecting yourself. If you open Phil's closet, you'll see Dreamcast 5 violating bag discounted lettuce. Does it have carp in it too? Breasts and bubbles. That I can do.
Breasts.
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles.
Yes, I still have the really annoying Phil sound. Would you like it? Here you go. Oof, God.
User submitted, all right? But it's going to be user submitted by channel members. So if you become a member of DSP Reacts, you are getting a tremendous amount of control and input on the channel. Members are going to be submitting videos for DSP versus the internet.
Okay. So now that I know this teeny tiny little speck of information, maybe he is a little bit double dipping. Like, I set sub goals on Twitch, but I don't put a suggestion behind a paywall. Some suggestions I just don't take, because I'm like, nah, dude, I don't want to watch that. Or you know what? Sometimes, honestly, like I'm not just saying that to brush people off. Like, yo, hit me up, and they're like, oh, that's actually a good idea. I will watch that tomorrow. You know, but you have to be a member to even send a request. Oh, Phil, that changes everything, dude. You are such a silly ass. Really?
Members are going to be voting on the long form reacts that I do. Here's the criteria of the kind of stuff that I want to react to. First of all, it can't be licensed music and content that's going to get me, you know, blocked, muted.
Oh, here we go. Copywritten music will get content ID. You lose all credit on the videos on YouTube. You'll make no money because of the music. It's been licensed, so you're fucked.
If you became a member, thank you. Head over to the community tab.
Yeah, but Phil, all right. Now, there's some things I have to say. Hey, Rich, we should watch this episode of Cheers. It was so funny. Or don't you think I would love to react to Kitchen fucking Nightmares every day, all day? Like, maybe I'll try it once. Like, yo, if who owns the rights to the NBC, dude, take every penny from the chat revenue. Or not the chat. No, do not take the chat revenue. Ad revenue. I don't fucking care. You want the ads? You can take all the fucking ad revenue you want. But if they block the video or give me a copyright strike, which is stupid because at least I can't get through. It takes me an hour and 10 minutes to get through a 15-minute video. I would say that's transformative.
Right now, post up videos for me to react to and vote on that poll. Because within a few minutes, your shout outs, me explaining.
Oh yeah, I did play the
everything,
breasts and bubbles,
doing some
yes.
Q&A. I'm actually going to do some live reacting to videos that you members are posting up, just to show you.
That's so weird. So you could react to them on. Oh. Motherfucker, I forgot it today because I got caught up doing the Neo Geek review. Hey Siri, set a reminder for tomorrow to set up for prank calls. Thank you. I got to figure out where to do that too, because apparently on Twitch, even if it's like scam call centers, YouTube doesn't care if it's scam call centers. If I called like a real business, I would be in trouble on YouTube, which I would never do. But YouTube doesn't care if you're calling like some place that's trying to steal someone's life savings over in India. Twitch still considers that pranks, or considers that, I don't know, disrupting the peace. You know, how dare you let criminal organizations let them continue robbing people. Rich, stay in your lane. I want to get. Could someone get me in contact with him? Does anyone have like a contact him? Kip Boga? I'd like to pick his brain. Because I need to. Dude, I have so much. Dude, I do it on my own. Like, when those places call me, like this one place called, like I told you guys recently, saying they were going to shut my lights off. And I was like, dude, just come on. It's dark in my room. Just come over and eat my ass. And the guy is like, yo, Holmes, I'm going to come here and pull up, man. Well, at least you used them, Adam. Rich, I used Steve to make my turkey burgers. It's turkey burgers, man. Sometimes they're delicious, and other times they're fucking... The meat has to be super, super fresh. And even sometimes getting it fresh. It still has, it cannot be gamey in the slightest. Turkey, for some reason, is... Anyway. Yeah. So, I have fun doing that shit on my own. Imagine doing that on live streams. It would be amazing. And someone saying Kip Boga does them there all the time? Alright. I'm doing it on there. It'll be the last show.
An example of how this whole thing's gonna work. I'm sorry if you love watching, oh my god, live reaction to trailers, live reaction.
Yeah. This is another time he said it. I forgot.
To fucking E3. I'm totally not of that at all. I want to watch, when I watch content on the internet, alright, I want to watch someone who has formulated an intelligent opinion, who is not just making a video for the hype and for the money. I want to watch someone who's actually adding some kind of critical commentary, some kind of contribution based on their own personal experience or their knowledge of the industry.
This was a deep fake. Tevin made the deep fake.
That's what I want, an intelligent video, intelligent content. Not, oh, E3, hype, oh yeah, oh, look at my face, look at my overreaction, give me monies.
And he just literally admitted, because of Critical, that he begs recently. I was just going to watch the Amico tonight, but I was curious about this, and I'm so glad.
But someone who literally just sits here and says, I'm just...
Yeah, like, what is he going to watch? He ain't going to watch anything. He won't watch anything with any kind of copyrighted material with it. Like, I have limits. Like, again, I'm not going to watch MTV. I wish I could watch. Maybe I'll watch Kitchen Nightmares on Twitch. Yeah, what was so amazing that was there? He said in another video he said he planned months for this. You plan months for something that's like, dude, I don't even come here with a plan. Can we watch DSP all week? Only if you come here and feed me a chicken salad. Rich eats ass. You gotta come here. I want Caesar dressing on it. You get like they have like the Parmesan. It's like little slices that you put on there. That's nice. Some croutons. You need to toss it. The salad, the actual salad, and then you feed it to me. Put some chicken on there. You grill that chicken. That'd be a good salad. You want me to clap again, please? Absolutely.
Try to relax your anus. 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 Your shoulders.
Was that enough clapping for you? I just want to make sure. You're welcome. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the fact that you enjoy eating the sweet taste of ass. I appreciate that you will feed me a salad. I appreciate you as a person. Thank you, Rich Eats Ass. You have made my YouTube channel a better place. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, talking about film. Rich, I have a PC-related question. If I'm adding in new RAM sticks, do they have to be similar model? You should always try to have, like, if you're buying 32 gigabytes, buy it at the same time, because apparently there could be issues with timing. There's Linus Tech Tip videos literally explaining why. Like, okay, you could get two different, like, I could have one Crucial memory stick and one Corsair memory stick. I don't know, whatever. It's the first two names that popped in my head. And even if they're the same RAM at the same speed, you may still have performance issues. Unless they've changed something the last time, but that is what I've read and heard and have watched.
You're gonna watch someone else's work all day.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. There you go, serial vapist. You're better off getting the serial vapist is saying the same thing. You're better off getting the same brand. But like I said, do your research. I haven't looked into that in a while. I have to see your trolling levels, Rich Eats Ass. I don't mind what you say, dude. Whether you're trolling or fucking around, I like fucking around too. I know I watch Phil every day. I admit that I watch Phil every day. I think I understand why I watch Phil every day, but I do. I admit it. I am not titty fucking the fucking sausage. Here comes the applause again, Rich Eats Ass. Still have that sausage sealed in my fridge. It doesn't last until like fucking 2025. That's just a like that sausage with the, what is it? Actually, it's Carolina Reaper in there. What fucking bacteria is going near that thing? Some called my worker, asked if we have anus when he meant Angus beef. Tried so. Oh, dude. I can't remember specifics, but people used to say that when I worked at a restaurant and I used to do the takeout part of the restaurant, people would call in and say like, yo, I want the chicken titty fuck sandwich. And I'm like, they didn't say that, but that's not too far off. And I'm like, and they weren't joking because they came by and got the order. And it was like an older woman. So she just didn't know what it was called. She was like, yeah, I'll take the chicken titty fuck sandwich. And I'm like, we have a lot of chicken items. Like, what? Who's fucking titties and eating chicken? Actually might be a good combo. But you get my point. And I'm like, you want, what was it called? Alice Springs chicken? Do you want... Like, there's 5,000 chicken dishes that we have, bitch. What do you want? So... Yeah, I've been there before. Not making it about me, but I could relate to that. And it's like, motherfucker, you want anus beef? What is anus beef? You mean Angus? You don't want anus beef. You don't. You don't want the ass meat.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just watch this video, and I'm just gonna talk over it. And I don't really have much to add. I'm gonna make a joke.
This is literally basically his same setup, which arguably looks better than the stupid fucking one light he has now.
Joke every once in a while, or have a reactionary face like, hey, stupid reaction, or whatever.
Now he has a whole cat channel dedicated to it. And he said this on multiple occasions.
Right? I don't think that's...
Rich Eats Ass, do you understand? Are you still here? Do you understand? This man, months ago, said he would never make content like this. And then he said this was months in the making, thinking of a reaction channel, when he said in the same time frame that he thinks reacting is stupid.
Valid content, and I never have, and I've told you guys that over the years. That's why I don't want to do that. And everyone does it, by the way. Take a look at any content creator, from the smallest...
Yeah, fuck, he's not playing 4D chess. He's playing 5D chess. He's playing 7-dimensional chess. He has Andrew Tate in the background looking seductive at the camera while he's playing that 7D chess. There's literally a photo of, like, was it like his brother and some other dude sitting there playing chess, and he's just, like, looking at the camera. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Do people really fall? Yes, people do really fall for that shit.
To the small, to the biggest, to the big. When they have a day when they just don't want to do any work, they do a react video. Okay? It's called lazy.
Yesterday, can I be honest with all of you? I was nervous, man. Do you want to know why I was nervous yesterday? Because it was the first time in some 7 years that I've actually launched anything technically new here on YouTube. Right? I've been doing...
Why don't you actually review something, Phil? I don't mean like just, 2010 it and just hold your phone and go around like this while you eat a sandwich. Why not do an actual review? I'm not saying that sarcastically. Try it. I want to react to TikTok. Why haven't I done TikTok? Why haven't I done... Oh, God, I am dense. Why haven't I done TikTok? Not tonight, but... Phil's scream? Like the meh, you mean, Jedi? Yeah, he would. That is true. What am I saying? He would spend... So who said that? The Legend PB. He would spend a fucking hour, like, reviewing this thumb drive. Could you... Like, I have diarrhea. Like, I kind of went on the diarrhea of the mouth side with the Neo Geek today. And still forgot to give the exact specs of mine. Or did I? My editor will let me know. But, like, this is a 512 gigabyte thumbstick. It's actually pretty cool. It's tiny. Phil would talk about this thing for 3 hours. You'd be asleep. Like, alright. Now I'm done with the review. That was the, SanDisk 512 gigabyte thumb drive. And because Phil has no technical skill, by the end of the 3-hour review, here we go, Rich Eats Ass. You would know nothing about it. You would leave a Philip Burnell review just as uninformed as you walked into it. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just stating facts. Dude, you are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Holy fuck, Lewis, I'm coming. Lois. Do I have a coming sound for Phil?
Oh, hurts.
Hopefully he doesn't say that when he comes.
Videos and gameplay for 15 years. But the last time I launched anything new was KO Gaming back in 2016. And I'm happy with how KO Gaming went for sure, but it died off because of YouTube issues and everything. Now, many years later, things...
Dude, you had a video on there. Gundam pointed this out too. You had a video. You had fucking that... What was that game that, like, North Korea invaded us and it sucked and the sequel sucked too? Did he do it on the sequel or the first one? Doesn't matter. Point being is that was a one time in his life he went viral and then he went on a fucking vacation. That's like me not doing a sequel to the fucking DKLD's video. What did it get? Like 400,000 views the first piece? Yeah, let me just stop doing those. Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil. Read my membership chat. They'll also come down there and come on the top bunk with me. Phil is just as flip-floppy as a quarter in regards to what he's standing. Now, Phil, I gotta say, he does, in weird ways, have a moral compass. The quarter, like, I hate the quarter. I don't hate Phil. I know he hates me. I don't hate Phil. Phil's not a bad person. Is he lie about shit? Is he a lack self-awareness? Absolutely. The quartering doesn't care. He's just concerned about he'll destroy the entire nation to fill his fucking pocket with money. Checked, I have an important question. Okay. How much for you to eat a butthole burger? What the fuck is a butthole burger? Potato, thank you. Review the Freedom Phone. Can you even still buy that? Wasn't that like a crypto bro?
Things are much different. And for me to be kind of...
And it's just, the best is, oh, we were no prying eyes in this phone. The phone's fucking made in China with a reskinned version of Android. Yeah, freedom.
Launching.
You have the freedom to give. I mean, China's already collecting our info. Don't get it twisted. But now China, if you bought a Freedom phone, you just have them collecting your info on fucking speed dial. Damn, you got a platinum trophy? I don't know if I'll ever get a platinum.
Or I guess you could say relaunching a YouTube channel out of the blue as a surprise, which people didn't even expect.
From what I heard, Phil, people were, and I saw videos, people were telling, people absolutely expected this, Phil.
Was daunting. because I didn't know, number one, if I was going to be able to pull it off and have it work properly.
Let me look sexy,
number two,
though.
there was no way to test it, because the only way to test it would have been to launch it, which would have spoiled the surprise. Okay? The fact that it wasn't
Twitter
just exactly what you
opens.
guys are expecting, but that it's going to be 3 new shows coming out now is exciting, right? There's a lot going on right now. So anyway, let's recap and summarize what's going on.
Very important
New channel is
question.
called DSP Reacts. You can find it at youtube.com/@ or I guess it's the @ symbol like Twitter, DSP Reacts. Okay? What it's going
Jesus.
to be
You're bringing Frank into this, Insomniac?
is my new channel for React style content, but
Broke
also some
shooting
other
and
projects.
truthfully.
There's basically 3 shows that I'm going to put up there, 2 of which are going to be right away, and one of which is more of a long-term show that I like to get.
All right, here are your Phil already retconning member perks.
Show, and all I'm doing is watching clips. If you guys want, I can easily do that on the fly. So that's fine, you know. However, we got to be careful, because there's the other thing. You got to be careful about what's submitted. No, I cannot watch. I absolutely cannot watch movie clips from recent movies. I can't. You know, basically what I'm thinking is, you know, what I'm gonna have to do, and this is good because now the channel has been launched with the weekly show of. A lot of people were complaining that either I didn't watch each submission or I didn't watch enough of them.
Here we
But
go.
what you got to understand
I don't want to hear all the same. He's going to be long-winded and explain all the same shit again. I don't need to hear it all again.
is that the show again is supposed to be a clip show. This is not me going in depth into analyzing any particular video. That's not the point of the show. It's supposed to be I'm going around reacting to funny stuff, interesting stuff, and giving you my take very quickly, and then we move on to something else. This is not an in-depth show. This will lead into our second.
All right, we already saw this. Yeah, Phil, major announcement, huge announcement, big announcement.
That's me. And that's Tommy Tallarico, the Willy Wonka-obsessed cousin to rock legend Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
He'll let you know every 5 seconds. Listen, I was flying my DSP kite and the U.S. military shot it down. Yeah, dude, what's going on with that shit? It's so bizarre. Like, I'm not concerned about it, but it is strange.
Someone who's been in the video game industry for over 30 years, someone who's worked on over 250 games, including such titles as Earthworm Jim, Metroid Prime, and even Roblox. And as incredible as that sounds, it's not entirely true. It's a tough one. Is Tommy Tallarico a legendary figure? Yes, most definitely. Sadly, however...
I mean, yeah, he's done... Look, he didn't... He got his money somehow. But has he grossly over-exaggerated it? Yes. And this is interesting. It's different than H-Bomber Guy. H-Bomber Guy went more into, like, just his history of lying. This just solely focuses on the Amico. So it's a different channel of Tommy's insanity.
However, he has been known to stretch the truth a little, a lot, and one of those times was right here, to me, when I interviewed him, talking about his upcoming system, the Intellivision Amico. A system that I was, I am still super intrigued by. Yes, it's underpowered. Yes, the games look cheap to some, but it had Tommy Tallarico behind it, the rock god of the video game industry. The problem was, as stated, he does stretch the truth. So when he spoke to me in an attempt to promote this
No, you flat out lied.
still to be released in Intellivision Amico video game system that some people look at as a crowd-funded project, I said to him that I would make a video on it if it fails.
I do get people ask me all the time, are you going to do a kick scammer episode on the Amico? Are you going to do a kick scammer episode on the Amico all the time?
I hope not.
Well, sorry Tommy, but that's what I'm going to be doing today. If the console comes out and it's broken and all of those lies are actually they were lies, and it was, then yes.
Tear me apart.
One day we
The last almost 5 years has been painful for fans of Tommy Tallarico and Intellivision. The list of things that have gone wrong during this time is endless, but before we get into all of that, we need to go back to the beginning and explain exactly what Intellivision is, and more importantly, who Tommy Tallarico is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Amico scandal. Welcome to Slope's Game Room.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, Intellivision already had a very limited brand recognition anyway. But Tommy was like, oh, I'm going to be on the Ellen show, and I'm going to be doing this. You're going to see it all here. And it's like, for who? Why did you then just make a new product then and try to come out with something? You bought the name Intellivision, but there's no really brand recognition left. It barely was a blip on the fucking radar. Phil is bad, but yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying before. He's an idiot. He's not evil. Sorry, Jason.
Here we are, all the way back to the second generation of video game consoles, starting its life with the often forgotten Fairchild Video Entertainment System in 1976. This generation may technically be the second, but to many, it was the true beginning. You see, before we had the second generation of consoles, we had the first generation of consoles. But for all intents and purposes, these machines were simply Pong clones. 1972's Magnavox Odyssey is one of the standouts here, but again, it's pretty much just tennis, hockey, badminton, call it what you want. It's Pong.
And the thing is, you used to, with Odyssey, you would put overlays on the screen. They were all like, it wasn't even, you used to have to keep score with Pong. It didn't automatically do it. So you could put an overlay of what would look like a tennis field, or yeah, and then, I guess yeah, it barely was a gaming console, but it still was revolutionary.
With very few bells and whistles attached. So yeah, when you think of the
He had it as a kid, it sucked, but what was amazing about that and the Pong clones was it was the first time you could interact with something on your TV. That's what made people lose their minds, because at that point, everything on your TV you just watched. You didn't control it. You didn't do anything. You just watch shows. Now, you can interact with things on your television. It was mind-blowing.
Awesomeness that was the Super Nintendo to the N64 being mind-blowing. Just imagine going from Pong to Star Wars, or Pac-Man, or Yar's Revenge, or Pitfall. It's easy to laugh now if you wasn't around then, but this was a truly legendary jump in home console entertainment. Of course, it was the Atari 2600 that dominated the market back then, with titles like the ones I just mentioned. And it seems like they did this with ease. 30 million units got shifted, making them the true winner of this generation, but in second place...
Which 30 million units back then would be like 175 million units now. I'm not really... I just pulled those, but it's like, the gaming industry was so much smaller back then. For Atari to get 30 million units in people's homes is mind-blowing, relatively speaking. Now it sounds like, those would be meh sales figures. Hell, even for when the 64 early, how many of that hit? Like 30-something million? That was considered disappointing. Back in the early 80s with Atari, around the Atari 2600, for them to get 30 million back then was insane. It was niche back then. So for them to sell, yeah, it's a good point. Who said that? JRAM, it was a niche hobby, yeah. For them to hit that, that's pretty nuts for them to hit those numbers.
You had...
It wasn't just E.T. Bluntmore. Yeah, but this is definitely going to be a multi-part video. It wasn't just E.T. Bluntmore, it was just accumulation of bad quality games, and there was no... regulation. There was no like the Nintendo seal of quality, nothing. It was just you had box art and a print. There was no internet. Like now, if you're like, oh, even if it's like an older game, you know, you could just look something up and be like, yeah, you know, this game came out last year, and we look up reviews or like there's a billion different reviews. Back then, there was barely even magazines about the games back then. So you just had box art and a prayer. It's here, and it'll eventually be hooked back up sometime this week. Got to figure out where, because if I just put it in a different hole in the desk, it's just going to come out again. So I got to figure out how to permanently mount it.
Intellivision at 3 million. Yeah, 10%. Now, Intellivision was the brainchild of toy manufacturer Mattel. You know, Barbie, Hot Wheels, He-Man, and Diva Stars, all of the big names.
Talarico was a leather company.
Talk to me!
And not to get into too much detail for this particular video, but of course, Mattel wanted a piece of the pie. Eventually, that pie was stuffed with some rather impressive technology, and by the time it was released in 1979, it did, well, it did okay. Like I said, it did 10%.
Hey, you know what's funny is that, yeah, it was a 16-bit processor. It was a 16-bit processor. But it wasn't even, it wasn't even in megahertz. It was actually less than 1 megahertz. It was in kilohertz. They did the clock speed of they measured the clock speed of the processor.
The main marketing push for Intellivision was the fact that it was superior in power to the competition, and they wanted to make sure you knew this in their advertising, resulting in what many believe is the first true video game console war.
I compared Atari baseball with Intellivision and found Intellivision played much more like real baseball.
Fun fact, the Atari 2600 had a cut-down version of the Nintendo Entertainment System CPU. That had a 6502. The Atari had a 6507. What was cut down in it, whether it was the address bus or memory or whatever, or how much memory it could address, I think, was actually what the 6507, how it was cut down. But it was in the same family of CPUs.
Then I compared Atari football with Intellivision. Again, Intellivision played more like the real game.
How the fuck did I know that?
In my opinion, if you try them both, there's only one conclusion you can come to.
My dad told me about
Intellivision.
it. That's how I
from Mattel Electronics.
Atari may have the sales numbers and therefore could get the licenses such as Space Invaders, but for Intellivision, well, they had to get creative, getting their lawyers involved and making rip-offs that many believe are better than the competition. Fair play. But then you have the controllers.
Yeah.
Depending on who you speak to, this thing is looked at as incredible or terrible, with the majority of
I never really heard people saying it's a good controller.
the world leaning towards the latter. Instead of a directional pad or a control stick, you have a disc, and then on top of that, you also needed the overlay that would come with the game to slide over the numbered buttons to make each game unique. It was a weird way of doing things, but it did have a success to a degree, with several systems copying the overall idea of the controller before the
ColecoVision kind of did that too. ColecoVision controller was awful as well, but it was better than that fucking disc. At least it had some kind of joystick. 7800, they did the same thing where it had but they actually, after the NES came out, they came out with an NES-like controller for the 7800. 7800 that's actually a cool system to get, because that was completely backwards compatible with the 2600 library. Yeah, they did. The Jaguar did too. That was such a bizarre thing to still have in like 1994.
D-pad became the norm, and that was the end of that. For now. So yeah, in short, there's no denying who the overall winner was for this generation. But like the third generation that came in after, in the US, Nintendo absolutely dominated their competition with 34 million units compared to Sega's pitiful 2 million. But still, people love the underdog, and
what sucks is part of the reason that happened, you know, Nintendo had a chokehold on third-party developers. Wasn't it for at least a full year? that they couldn't release a game, or maybe was it 5 years or 1 year? Something, I think it was 1 year. That a developer couldn't release the game for another platform. So even though the Master System had superior hardware, minus the sound, I think the sound chip on the Master System sucked, at least in the States. We didn't have the FM add-on here, FM synthesis add-on. Couldn't get it. Like Konami couldn't bring Castlevania out for it. 2 years difference. That's pretty brutal. That's why you didn't see a lot of games get ported.
One definitely leaned towards Sega.
Yes, the sound chip in the 7800 was the same one in the 2600. If you wanted better sound, it had to be in the cartridge. Fuck were they thinking even back then?
Intellivision was often touted as the big boys machine, or at least that's how they marketed it back then, and going by the brainwashing Sega did back in the 90s, if I was around back then, I probably would have been suckered in too. If I could afford one, that is. Just like Tommy Tallarico, a hardcore Intellivision fanboy that constantly in the almost 100 interviews I've had to sit through, brings up these simpler times playing baseball on his Intellivision with his dad and B-17 Bomber with other friends and family too. Now, of course, as time moved on, Tommy got older, because that's how time works. And even though Intellivision was his baby, he would then go off to explore plenty of other computers and consoles throughout the years, as well as continuing to evolve in the music scene, which was another keen interest of his. Eventually, the story becomes very once upon a time, the sort of thing that would come out of a movie studio as opposed to any real-world experience. But it is what it is. This is how he tells it in the hundreds of interviews that ask about his history, and again, I've had to sit through for this video. And that story goes a little like this.
Alright, sexy Coco.
As a 21-year-old young man, Tommy
I remember playing pole position on the 7800 tower.
Decided that he wants to make it on his own, just like his Italian grandparents did generations before him when they came to America. He waved goodbye to his close-knit family with $500 in his back pocket and $1,000 from his dad, and just like that Tenacious D movie, he made his way to Hollywood, which wasn't as clean-cut as he expected. That first night with nowhere to go and nobody to connect with, he slept under a pier and cried himself to sleep. Yeah, turns out Tommy didn't do too much pre-planning here, as apparently one of the...
I wonder how much of that story is true, though. He's told that story a billion times. I still don't believe it all.
First places he asked for directions to get to was Disneyland. Hey, look, it's a lot nicer than what was going on the streets, right? Thankfully, tomorrow turned out to be another day because, again, that's how time works. And on this new day, Tommy picked up a newspaper, saw an ad to work in a music shop. He went to the interview and instantly started work at said music shop selling guitars.
God, did you destroy? Oh, what are you talking about, Wood? Yeah, when you get a sleep on your couch, you get a green card. Hey, he's a U.S. citizen now, bless him.
And keyboards, but not really, because apparently the very first person to enter that shop was a guy called Seth Mendelsohn.
Yeah, I discovered him at a Guitar Center when I was buying some software, and you know, we were always looking for people.
Well, I appreciate it, Sexy Coco. I genuinely do.
People to be game testers and such, and so saw him there, and he was wearing a TurboGrafx shirt. And, you know, he was into games and, you know, could tell he didn't want to be a Guitar Center salesman. And we got him a job as a QA guy, and then his career kind of went from there.
And this is where it all began. By the way, massive props to this guy, as he was one of the main game designers on the Mega Drive version, aka the better version, of Aladdin. Suck it, Nintendo. From here...
Yeah, that definitely was the better version. Without a doubt.
Here, Tommy worked his way up the ranks from game tester to musician, working on over 300 games, apparently. He was a part of the first truly successful video game TV show. He has numerous Guinness World Records to his name. He's mega rich by the looks of his crystal maze-like house, with every room being themed after random TV shows, movies, and who can forget the dinosaur in his garden?
Looks like dinosaur dick to me.
It really is one step down from Neverland, quite frankly. But hey, say what you want about his questionable decor, at least he is living his best life. Can we really take the piss when we replace our wallpaper with hammer beads and dusty video games? Let Tommy be Tommy. Anyway, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, guys, so let's go back to Intellivision. Ever since the crushing of Intellivision back in the early 80s, thanks in no small part to the video game crash of 1983, very little came from the company. The Blue Sky Rangers...
I mean, you gotta remember, man, for some of you guys who were too... I was even too young. Like, I was like fucking 2 when the game industry crashed. I mean, you had dog food companies making Atari 2600 games that were like Pac-Man knockoffs. Like, it was just the Wild West, and that's really what caused the video game crash. The Pac-Man and E.T. were just the cherry on the shit sundae that would just made the industry collapse.
A group of early game developers for Intellivision ended up continuing to create video games for the system for a small but still very dedicated group of individuals via mail order, and did so all the way through the 80s, creating new games and releasing never before released games from the company to the fans.
You were -4 at AC.
All went wild for this stuff, but again to a very dedicated but small group of individuals. This wasn't...
Atari just... E.T. just didn't make sense. It wasn't even like the worst thing I ever played on the 2600. It was just like, what do you do? That was really what made it bad. It's like, what the fuck am I even doing?
Just a simple case of, wow, look how impressive this game is considering the hardware. I mean, yes, that is part of it, but...
That's actually a fun game. I could still pick up Burger Time, play it, and enjoy it.
These games were actually good too, for the most part. And because of this, the Blue Sky Rangers became serious legends, but again to a small but dedicated group of individuals. However, by 1990, the writing was most definitely on the wall for INTV, the now owners of Intellivision. They went bankrupt, sold off the rest of their stock, and closed the doors.
Like Talarico, which sucked, man. The Talarico for its time too. Wait, that had a Z80 in it, which was the same processor that was in the Sega Master System. I mean, it didn't have the same capabilities as the graphics chip of the Sega Master System, but the ColecoVision for its time was a banger.
That was until they opened them up again. The creation of the Blue Sky Rangers website in 1995 showed that nostalgia-filled peeps still wanted Intellivision goodies. And because of the rise in retro gaming popularity, Keith Robinson, a former Intellivision programmer, bought the rights in 1997, and over the next few years continued to pump out free downloads and retro collections for the fans to soak up in all of their glory. Again, the fan base was small and dedicated, but with the rise of retro gaming, more and more people were starting to notice Intellivision, and they were getting the respect that they always deserved. And one of those people...
They tried... What the fuck is going on there? Yeah, no more bringing them back. Just let their old companies... They failed for a reason. I still want an Atari 7800 though, which means they'll probably buy... Oh, that'd actually make for an interesting video, maybe. No one would give a fuck about it. No, it wouldn't. The only system I think people would be interested in is a Jaguar.
Was again Tommy Tallarico, the super sleeping video game composing live symphony world touring madman that again was sleeping under a pier earlier on in this very story. A true rags to riches story if ever I did hear one. Tommy had now become a part of so many different video game projects by this point, either directly or through his own company Tommy Tallarico Studios, so much so that he had become very good friends.
Eventually. Low listed, like God, that Neo video should have been out. The Geek video should have been out like 2 weeks ago. Oh, everything got fucked up because of COVID. Anyway, but it's done. I think it's a good video. Ray tracing on a handheld and the game with playable frame rate should blow your fucking mind. I had Custer's Revenge was years before I found out. Yeah, like games like that where Beat 'em and Eat 'em was a real game where you had dudes jerking their dicks on the top of a building and naked women with like and the thing was, because the limited resolution, they had these big ass titties with these big ass nipples. And you have these dudes shooting cum from a rooftop. So they were beating their dicks and the women were eating it. That was gaming in 1980s. Early 80s. No, it's staying above with Doom Eternal, 1920 by 1080, high settings, dynamic resolution on, admittedly. You could have ray tracing, and it'll stay above 30, no problem. With dynamic resolution on, though, that's the key. So it goes down sometimes 50%, but it's just amazing that a game with actual, and you see the difference. Like, there's the first Kako demon, or no, second one you deal with, and where it's kind of like in like a store where you're in the mall in the first level, and you kill it and you go in that store and there's blood on the floor and you see the name of a store in the mall, and if you have ray tracing off, you just see like blur and the red puddle of blood. If you have ray tracing on the Aya Neo 2 or the Geek, whatever one, or anything with the 6800U, you actually see the reflection of the store's name and shit. So it's actually doing the light calculations. It's pretty crazy. Handheld integrated graphics doing ray tracing at playable frame rates. But it's not ideal. Like, I would keep ray tracing off in 99.9% of cases, but the fact that it's already a thing is pretty nuts. Like, we're already at the point, like, I have the RX 6400 in a Liberace PC, another video that's still coming. That'll probably do good viewership too, where I upgraded it. The performance with that low-end RX 6400 is not that much better. Now, yes, the PC it's in is only PCI 3.0, and it's only a 4X card. I know I'm going off the rails for some people who don't understand all the technical stuff. So since it's on PCIe 3.0, it does knock it down like 9% in performance. But even still, there's not that much of a difference between the integrated graphics of a 6800U with RDNA 2 graphics and that dedicated graphics card. Eventually, there's just not going to be a need for the low-end cards unless you're looking to put them in a office machine like that. But even then, those are all going to be fucking E-way soon anyway, because they won't officially support Windows 11. Anyway, I just went off. Where the fuck am I going? The Steam store is like it's but worse. But see, at least there's a system though where the cream rises to the top. It's far from perfect, Jason Poole. Wait, they have Hogwarts Legacy coming to Switch. Oh no. Oh yeah, it could run the Aya Neo 2 could run Hogwarts Legacy at high. I have FSR to performance 1920 by 1080 high. If you want to turn FSR off, you can run it at like medium. FSR looks fine on this on the 7-inch screen.
With all of the right people at the company. It's been stated numerous times.
Yes, the eShop is shit. Who said that? Phil Cernell. Yes, I agree.
Times over the years.
I'm doing okay, Ilsa. How are you?
Is that he and Keith would often get together and throw around the old idea ball and come up with ways to bring Intellivision back. But then they...
Oh yeah, the Macho Man's gonna eat your ass. I know it's coming native to Switch. I have to see how the fuck they do that. That Tegra X1 is just like, just fucking kill me. Just fucking kill me. But the sales are there, so they'll try. That's why I would like back it with the Wii U. They were like, oh, we can't get this game to work. We can't. Yeah, they couldn't get the games to work because the money wasn't there. Now, look at the Switch. That ship has no business running the games it's running, but because the money's there, where there's a will, there's a way. I gotta go piss. I'll be right back. Is Avi alive?
Try to relax your anus, your shoulders,
breasts, breasts,
Breasts.
breasts,
Breasts.
breasts.
Good.
try to relax your anus.
On DSP, I just got breaking news. DSP has a new channel coming out, and you'll never guess what he's doing. He's reacting to content.
Hurts. And now I'm gonna masturbate. Oh, hurts. Ow!
They would both go their separate ways, and then
I don't know who Patrick Warburton is.
nothing would ever come from this. Tommy would go off touring to hundreds of thousands of people live all around the world, partly funded by the good folks on.
See, I would love to do videos like this. The problem is dude, I would have to go like MIA for like 4 months. Like even like the game, like the stuff I've been reviewing, I wouldn't be able to do it. There's things this company, B-Link, I love you. I'm trying to think of a way, because they sent me a computer a while back, but again, shit got all fucked up. Like, you would just, why do you think H-Bomber guy, like, I would have to do crowdfunding, and no, this is my crowdfunding. And I love the projects that I'm doing. I'm very happy with how my videos have been performing. So, I'm on the right trajectory. But this stuff, like, shout out to Slopes, man. Like, I'm very interested. I'll keep the questions for when he comes on Twitch, which I'll let you know exactly when that is. Like, this must have taken, like, at least 3 or 4 months. No fucking, there's no way if he told me it took him, like, a week, I'll be like, dude, you're full of shit. I don't believe you, unless you have, like, a team of people. Rich, can you tweet Tommy, and there's the re-roll. No, he's unblocked. He won't see it anyway. What's the point, Harvey? Like, you're actually fucking Harvey Weinstein. Avi, I have a super chat. It's very obviously a sample. One, Phil was never from New York. At least he didn't live in New York. My editor put Phil's fap face in a template for New York license plate. It even says sample signature under it. So no one would be like trying to pass themselves off as fapping Philip Burnell. But yeah, he made that picture.
On Kickstarter 4 times, and then of course you have the collaboration with BT2, again via Kickstarter. This dude knew how to crowdfund. In television, not so much. This is Intellivision Gen 2 video games for PC and Mac, creating new versions of classic games such as...
There's a man. What the fuck is his name again? Could someone give me his name? That's the guy who was like, oh wow, this guy's criticizing me. Troll bothered him. Mike Kennedy. That's the dickhead who was like, oh wow, this guy's being negative about me. I should get his video struck down. Or strike his video down. We use proper English. Hi, Mike.
As Astro Smash, Shark, and Night Stalker. Not only did this look terrible with better content coming from Flash sites, but it...
That looks really bad.
Didn't get funded. It only asked for $100,000, which really isn't that much for a legendary video game company like Intellivision, and it raised less than $7,000.
Because who wants to, well, even if this was in the early 2000s, who wants to be playing this shit?
Which, to be fair, is a good thing, as this dude right here is Mike Kennedy, arguably the godfather of crowdfunding video game console scam projects. But the Talarico...
I think I did mention the specs. Let me know if I didn't or not. It'd take 2 seconds to fucking just say them anyway. No, I think I did. I don't know. Let me know. I'm rambling right now because I'm streaming and stoned. Listen, do me a favor before I get back to streaming. You gotta get some whipped cream, okay? Get Cool Whip because it's smoother. Put it on your chest. Have the cat lick it off your chest. Have your roommate get his diabetes brownies. Throw them on your chest. Then crumble them up. Then he needs to eat them with his bare hands off of your chest. Then you're going to take a plane, fly down here. Then you're going to go on the top bunk with me. You're going to shit on my chest while bagels are burning on my stove and burning my house down. Thank you.
Go Chameleon? Well, that's a story for another time. Scam artists aside for now, I'm not really...
Oh, yeah. This is me testing out the Talarico Chameleon. See, it works, I swear.
Sure what this campaign is all about. You don't get any physical copies of the games, it's for download only codes, with most tiers shoehorning in Mike Kennedy's retro video game magazine. But worst of all, these video games already existed. For the most part. Astro Smash Gen 2 and Shark Gen 2 were on mobile, Vita and PlayStation 3 already as part of the PlayStation Home Arcade for $1.49 a pop a couple of years prior. Notice how only pictures of Night Stalker exist here? Yep, that's because they hadn't made that one yet. So basically, you're paying $100,000 for this. Let's be frank, one terrible looking game and some magazines. Yeah, it's crazy to say this, but Mike Kennedy's involvement in this thing may have just been the best part of this campaign, because, you know, that comes with the magazines. But the whole thing's a mess. Anyway.
Yeah, then he went on to do the Chameleon.
It's obviously a cash grab for all.
Dude. Listen, I cannot yell, "Where's the shrimp?" I'll have cops at my house if I yell the shrimp in my backyard, dude.
Involved that thankfully, you know, turned into a failure, so nobody lost any money, including Keith Robinson, who sadly passed away 2 years later in 2017. People found out the tragic news from Intellivision's own Facebook page with the following message.
It is with overwhelming sadness that we let you know Keith Robinson passed away today of kidney failure and cardiac arrest. His health had been declining in the last few months, but this was nonetheless a shock. Please know that all of you Intellivision fans brought...
Oh god, you could hear him nasally with that fucking never-ending stuffy nose I had.
Immeasurable joy to his life. Thank you so much for that. If you have a favorite Intellivision or Keith memory or photo, we encourage you to share it here as a comment or a post to this page so that our whole community can remember him together. Hashtag Intellivision lives.
And that's exactly what people did. From seeing him at trade shows to old school friends talking about his mischievous antics at school. It was a sad time for retro gamers all around the world, and to many, this is the end of the story for Intellivision.
The real Intellivision. And then And then Tommy he just took the name, bought it, and dragged it through the fucking mud.
But sadly, that is definitely not the case. Because at Keith's funeral, life celebration as Tommy puts it, which took place between the end of June and the beginning of July 2017, he was feeling regret. Regret for never finding the time to work with Keith on that console idea that Tommy had pitched. Thankfully, he was in a room full of Intellivision employees and therefore he decided to pitch it again. Right here at his funeral. Life celebration.
You know, I actually, I reached out to the other people who were the shareholders, which again were all people who worked at Intellivision since the early '80s and after. And
no, come on. He fucking pitched an Intellivision idea at that guy's funeral. You stop it.
Said, what's going to happen to the company now? And they're like, gosh, Keith was the heart and soul, and I know he was talking to you and he wanted to bring you in. I said, look, I have a vision. I want to invite you all over my house to present you with my vision. And I basically laid out my vision for, basically what the machine has come. And they all loved it.
He also talked about this in greater detail over on Atari Age 2.
I was very good friends with Keith Robinson, and he approached me about 5 years ago asking...
Tommy's very good friends with everybody. He knows everybody. He's talked to every executive. His cousin is Steven Tyler. He'll let you know that in the first 5 minutes. He'll let you know he has an expensive car. He'll let you know his mom is very proud. But he knows fucking everybody.
If I would be interested in helping with Intellivision, being some kind of partner, etc. I said yes immediately and told him I...
Hey, Tommy, do you know Gabe Newell? Oh, yeah, I ate his ass once at a house party. Throw some balls.
Listen, it'll take fucking 2 seconds. Just fucking run out of your house yelling, "Where's my shrimp?" on camera. That's all I want. Just...
Listen, I'm going to end the stream in a few minutes. I'm going to get you that. And then I'm going to send you the pug. You're going to feed the pug so she stops biting me. You're going to feed her peanut butter so she chooses peanut butter over biting me. Then you're going to get bagels. You're going to light your apartment on fire. And then your roommate's going to run out with the cats and the brownies. And then you're going to be starving on the street because your roommate won't let you eat the brownies. That's the story. That's the end. Thank you. Congratulations for coming on your phone.
I actually have a vision about what a new video
sure, Wes. Hold your breath for that 3 a.m. stream.
Video game.
Would it be financially beneficial to me? Absolutely. Would it be beneficial to my mental health? No.
Console would be bringing families back together, simple, affordable games, etc. My idea mainly sparked from the fact that I can no longer play games with my mom and dad. Me and my dad would play all the time, but
what, I always... This is another thing that... Instead of letting him just have diarrhea of the mouth, why can't you? Why can't you? There's so many accessible games on the Switch and other... I don't know. We're going to end after this part.
Now we couldn't. I can't wait for the day that we can play together again. Keith loved the idea and we started talking about how I could be part of the company. Then, when Keith suddenly passed away, I felt it was my mission to see this thing through if the other shareholders would allow me to. I reached out. I knew almost all of them already, and we actually...
Of course. Does he see the pattern with him? He knew all of them already.
We spoke about it more in depth at Keith's life celebration. I hate the word funeral, and the gathering wasn't like that at all. By the end of that year, we had a plan in place, and within months we started Intellivision Entertainment and moved all the Intellivision Productions assets into the new company. Someday we'll write a book, or do a Netflix documentary special. Wouldn't that be something? Wink.
Wouldn't that be something indeed? Hopefully this video will suffice. Now, not to ruin the ending, but as of the beginning of 2023, this thing has still
God, Tommy has such delusions of grandeur.
never seen the light of day. For all intents and purposes, right now, it's vaporware. However, it's the journey that really matters, and it's a journey that even I got involved in. No. Not this time. This time, they took me for a ride. And in the process of doing so, actually ruined my reputation a little bit to many out there. And that's because I was a fan. I was genuinely a fan of this system when so many red flags were waving right in front of my face. So, how could I possibly do this video justice when I was involved? Well, there is only one way to do it, and that is to do it in a timelined manner. I'm going to be talking about the ups and downs, the positives and the negatives, and I'm going to start right here with the 20.
We are going to start that tomorrow. I have to go outside and pretend I'm yelling to get shrimp and talk about specs. All right, guys. If there is something interesting in the news, I'll talk about the news. If not, I'm probably going to be either filming this or the $40 graphics card, which is actually running this monitor right now. Because the 4090 PC is in a different room. So, I got some shit to do. I got to go find some shrimp. Anyway, guys, have a good one. And DSP is starting a channel that no one ever saw coming. He is doing DSP Reacts. It's shocking, it's new, it's original, and he had an incident on May 1st, 2016. Have a great night.